Let's face it, nobody really cares. No one wakes up in the morning thinking about how to make your dreams come true. Nobody is sitting around hoping you succeed more than they hope for themselves. And that's not a bad thing. It's just reality. Too many people waste their time waiting for someone to notice, waiting for a lucky chance, waiting for motivation to arrive. But waiting has never built anything great. Action has. If you want something, you have to work for it. Not once, not just when it feels right, but every single day. Hard work isn't a trick or a shortcut. It's a way of living. The best part is, you don't need anyone's permission to begin. But here's where most people go wrong. They work hard only for attention. They want likes, comments, recognition. They chase applause instead of progress. That's why they fail. External approval is weak fuel. It runs out fast. When it does, they stop. The only real competition you have is yourself, not your friends, not your coworkers, not the people you see online, just you. Every day you have one goal: be better than you were yesterday. A little stronger, a little smarter, a little more focused. And yes, it's going to be hard. There will be moments when you feel invisible, when the work feels endless, when you start wondering if it's even worth it. That's the point where most people quit. But the ones who don't, those are the ones who make it. So stop looking around, stop worrying about who's watching, stop waiting for someone to tell you that you're good enough. The truth is, nobody owes you anything. Not your friends, not your boss, not society. The world isn't waiting to hand you the success you think you deserve. Yet so many people walk around expecting to be rewarded just because they struggled or faced challenges. But that's not how life works. Success isn't a gift given to those who think they deserve it. It's earned by those who show up again and again, without expecting applause. The sooner you accept that, the sooner you'll take real control of your future. Think about it. You often hear people say, "I did everything right. I worked hard. I stayed late. I sacrificed. Why hasn't anything changed?" But the truth is, effort alone doesn't guarantee results. The world doesn't run on fairness, it runs on value. You can't just do what's expected and hope things will magically fall into place. The people who rise to the top understand that they have to create undeniable value, and they must do it consistently without expecting quick rewards. This is a tough lesson because most of us were raised to believe that if we follow the rules, life will take care of us. We're told that if we study hard, we'll get good jobs. If we show up on time, we'll get promoted. If we do what we're supposed to, we'll be rewarded. But then real life shows up, and we realize it's not that simple. Just because you show up doesn't mean you win. Just because you try hard doesn't mean success will follow. The problem is that too many people believe they're owed something just for trying. They think life should be fair, that opportunities should appear just because they put in effort. And when things don't go their way, they get angry. They blame the system, their boss, their luck. They convince themselves that the world is against them. But the truth is, the world is neutral. It doesn't care about your feelings, your struggles, or how hard you think you've worked. It responds to results. Imagine two people running the same race. One has been training for years, running every day, eating right, pushing beyond limits. The other just started last week. They show up and expect to win because they worked hard for a few days. When they lose, they're shocked. They say, "This isn't fair, I tried." But trying isn't enough. The other runner earned that victory long before race day. That's how life works. It rewards the ones who put in consistent effort over time, the ones who don't wait for handouts, the ones who don't quit when it gets hard. It doesn't matter how much effort you think you're putting in. What matters is what you're producing. The question isn't, am I working hard? The real question is, am I getting better? Am I creating value? Am I doing something that truly makes a difference? The moment you understand that nobody is coming to save you, that nobody owes you a promotion, a better life, or an easier path, you become free. Because now you realize your future is in your own hands. You can wait for someone to recognize your worth, or you can take action and make yourself undeniable. Look at the people who succeed in any field, business, sports, entertainment, anything. They didn't sit around waiting for opportunities. They made them. They worked quietly. They built their skills. They failed and learned and kept going. They didn't expect success to be handed to them. They knew the world doesn't care about potential. It only cares about results. This shift in mindset changes everything. The moment you stop expecting rewards for just showing up, the moment you stop waiting for life to be fair, you take real ownership of your journey. You stop blaming external things and start focusing on what you can control. Instead of asking, why haven't I gotten what I deserve? You start asking, what can I do today to get better? How can I create more value? That's when progress begins. That's when frustration turns into empowerment. Because now you're not waiting for anyone. You're not seeking approval. You're building yourself into someone that no one can ignore. The truth is, life is tough. It's unfair. It's unpredictable. But the people who understand that and keep going anyway, those are the ones who succeed. They stop making excuses. They stop waiting for permission. They show up day after day, even when nobody's watching. Nobody owes you anything. And that's not something to resent. It's something to embrace. Because it means everything you achieve will be because of you. Because you showed up. Because you didn't quit. Because you kept going when no one noticed. So stop waiting. Stop expecting. Start working. When you do, you'll see that success was never about what you were owed. It's always been about what you built with your own hands. We live in a world that celebrates noise. Everywhere you look, people are showing off success, posting highlights, and sharing pictures that make it look like life is easy and success happens overnight. But the truth is, success has never been about noise or hype. It has always been about hard work. Hype is easy. It looks exciting, and it feels good for a moment. It makes people feel like they are doing something even when they are not. People chase hype because it gives them a short feeling of progress. But hype never lasts. It fades as quickly as it comes. And when it fades, the only thing that remains is the real work you've done. Think about the difference between someone who talks about their dreams and someone who actually works for them. The one who talks gets attention for a while, but the one who works quietly is the one who wins in the end. Because while one person is trying to impress others, the other is building something real. The talker wants to be noticed, but the worker wants to improve. And when the dust settles, the worker's results will speak louder than any words ever could. Hard work is not glamorous. It's not fun or exciting all the time. It's early mornings and late nights. It's staying focused when everyone else is relaxing. It's doing things nobody will ever see or applaud you for. It's the grind that happens when no one is clapping for you, when the motivation has faded, and when you are left with nothing but discipline. It's the effort you give when the cameras are off and nobody is watching. Most people don't like hard work. They like the idea of success, not the process that builds it. They want the rewards, but not the struggle. They want shortcuts, easy wins, and quick results. They would rather post about their goals than quietly work toward them. But success doesn't come from what you say you'll do, it comes from what you actually do. Think about the people you admire, the ones who built something meaningful. They didn't get there by talking. They got there by showing up over and over, even when it was hard, even when no one believed in them. They worked in silence, focused on the process, not the hype. The best athletes don't win because they post about training. They win because they train. You don't need to announce your next move, your results will reveal it. You don't need to seek validation, your consistency will earn it. Stay quiet, stay focused, stay consistent, and let your silence become the loudest sound in the room. Hard work isn't comfortable. It demands discipline, patience, and consistency. It asks you to keep moving even when you don't feel like it. Anyone can work hard when they feel motivated or when others are watching. But true success comes from working hard when it's boring, when no one notices, when it feels like nothing is happening. Most people give up too early. They work for a few weeks or months, don't see results, and quit. They tell themselves success is about luck or timing or who you know. But the ones who truly make it know the truth. Success is about showing up, no matter how you feel. It's about doing the work every single day, even when progress seems invisible. It's about pushing through failure, learning from mistakes, and taking responsibility for your own growth. The truth is, most people won't do this. Most people will chase hype. They'll talk more than they act. They'll look for easier paths. But the ones who keep showing up, the ones who stay consistent, grind in silence, and never quit, those are the ones who rise above. So ask yourself, are you chasing hype or are you building something real? Are you more focused on looking successful than becoming successful? Are you willing to give up the short-term thrill of attention for the long-term reward of achievement? Because hype fades, attention moves on, but hard work compounds. It grows over time into something solid, something real, something nobody can take away from you. If you really want to succeed, forget about impressing people. Forget about how it looks. Focus on putting in the work. Because at the end of the day, it's not the loudest person who wins, it's the one who never stops grinding. The biggest battle you will ever face isn't with anyone else. It's with yourself. Every single day you wake up, you face a choice. You can grow or you can stay the same. And the truth is, most people lose this battle before they even begin. It's easy to blame others. It's easy to say someone else had better luck or better opportunities. It's easy to say, if I had what they have, I'd be successful too. But those are just excuses. The real question is, are you doing everything you can to be your best self? Are you showing up for yourself, even when no one is watching? Too often, people spend their lives comparing themselves to others. They look at someone else's success and feel behind. They measure their progress by what others are doing, instead of focusing on their own growth. But comparison is a trap. It steals your focus and your confidence. The only person you should be competing with is who you were yesterday. The influencer, the millionaire, the athlete, none of them matter. What matters is whether you are improving. Are you stronger, smarter, more disciplined than you were before? That's what counts. Some days it'll feel like you're stuck, like you're working hard and getting nowhere. That's when most people give up. They see others moving faster and get discouraged. But real growth doesn't always show right away. It's like planting a seed. You water it, take care of it, and for weeks nothing seems to happen. But underneath the surface, the roots are growing. And one day, that effort breaks through. The difference between people who succeed and those who don't isn't luck or talent, it's consistency. It's the willingness to keep showing up, even when it's hard. The hardest part of personal growth is accountability. Nobody likes admitting that they are the reason they're not where they want to be. But until you take full responsibility, nothing changes. It's easy to say, I don't have time, or I'm too tired, or I'll start tomorrow. But those are lies we tell ourselves to feel better. The truth is, if you keep looking for excuses, you'll always find one. Every day, you make a choice. You can feed the weaker version of yourself or the stronger one. Every time you sleep in instead of working, you choose the weaker version. Every time you avoid action because of fear, you choose the weaker version. But every time you push through, every time you show up despite not feeling ready, you feed the stronger version. Nobody is going to push you harder than you push yourself. Nobody will hold you accountable if you don't. That's why most people never reach their full potential. They let self-doubt, fear, and laziness win. But the ones who succeed, they fight that battle every single day. And they win more often than they lose. Winning against yourself doesn't mean being perfect. It doesn't mean never failing. It means refusing to quit when you fall. It means learning from every mistake. It means getting up stronger every time. Your only competition is you. If you're improving, learning, and growing, you're already winning. So stop worrying about what others are doing. Stop comparing your beginning to someone else's success. Focus on your own path. Your mindset, your effort, your consistency. That's what matters. Success isn't about being better than others. It's about proving to yourself that you can become everything you were meant to be. There comes a point in your journey when silence becomes your greatest strength, when you no longer need to prove anything to anyone. You've outgrown the need for validation, applause, or approval. You've realized that your value doesn't depend on who recognizes it, it depends on how much effort, consistency, and purpose you put into your work. In a world where everyone is shouting to be heard, silence stands out. When you stop chasing people's attention and start focusing on your craft, your presence becomes magnetic. You don't have to convince anyone of your worth. Your results speak for themselves. True confidence doesn't make noise. It moves with quiet certainty. When you step back, something powerful happens. People start to notice your absence. They realize what they took for granted. The ones who ignored you start wondering where you went. The ones who didn't value your presence start craving it. But you don't step back for attention, you do it for clarity. You step back to grow, to heal, to realign yourself with your purpose. Simon Sinek once said, leadership is not about being in charge, it's about taking care of those in your charge. The same principle applies to your own life. Taking care of yourself, protecting your peace, and staying true to your values, that's leadership. That's strength. Sometimes stepping back doesn't mean giving up, it means growing up. It means understanding that not every battle deserves your energy. You don't need to respond to every criticism or prove your worth to people who can't see it. The most powerful people in the world are not the loudest, they are the most disciplined. They speak less, observe more, and let their results do the talking. When you focus on your purpose and stop chasing recognition, you gain power. You stop being reactive, you start being intentional. Every move you make has meaning. Every word you speak carries weight. Because now, your silence is no longer empty, it's full of purpose, full of growth, full of quiet power. There's a moment in everyone's journey where they must decide, will I keep trying to prove myself to others, or will I finally prove myself to me? That's the turning point. When you stop seeking validation, you find peace. When you stop explaining yourself, you find strength. When you stop chasing, you start attracting. Stepping back allows you to see the bigger picture. You realize that every setback, every rejection, every silence from others, it was never a punishment. It was preparation. Life was giving you space to build yourself in private so you could shine in public later. And when that moment comes when your results finally speak, you'll understand why you had to go through it all. You'll see why you needed that quiet time, why you had to walk alone, why you had to trust the process when no one else did. Because true success doesn't need validation. It doesn't need attention. It needs consistency. Every small step you take in silence builds a foundation that no one can see until one day the world can't ignore it anymore. So, stop explaining your vision, stop proving your worth, stop chasing people who can't see your value. Focus on your growth. Your time will come. Your light will shine. And when it does, those who overlooked you will have no choice but to respect you. Remember, you don't need to talk to prove your power. Your silence can do that for you. When no one's watching, they wake up before the sun, push through pain, and repeat the same drills until perfection. The most successful entrepreneurs don't build empires because they talk about ideas, they do, because they stay up late turning those ideas into action. The greatest creators don't rise to the top because they seek validation. They get there because they keep creating when nobody cares. Hype may bring attention, but hard work brings results. Once you understand that, everything changes. You stop trying to impress people. You stop chasing approval. You stop worrying about looking successful and start focusing on being successful.